Hi, welcome to the small shed. This Saturday I'm going to start modifying the Canon camera, so if you can't see this, I've failed. See you in a minute. Now, one thing I've wanted to do for a long while is sort out the camera power pack. It's got I've got an adapter on the bottom of this camera. It used to eat batteries when I had them up vertically inside. It just had one battery inside it, and that was a rechargeable that went up inside. And I bought the adapter which puts a tray with two of those in it, and it lasts a reasonable time. I mean, it's not a big problem, it's not a massive issue, but it does run out, and I have got another spare pair of batteries which I keep on charge with the other charger, but it always seems to go at an awkward time, and then you've got to start fiddling around. Now, when I bought that bottom adapter, it also came with another tray, and that tray was to take 6 AAA batteries. Now, there's no way in the world that I'm ever going to use 6 AAA batteries in that, because it's a stupid way of doing it when I've already got rechargeable. So what I thought I might do, and what I've been thinking about for quite a while actually, is to replace the power pack, like with the batteries with the rechargeables in, with this one converted to take a transformer and a mains lead, because if I'm using it in the shed, it doesn't matter, it can be plugged in up there and it's not a problem, and it means it's never going to run out of batteries. And if I forget to turn the camera off, which I quite often do, it won't be a problem. So let's first of all see if we can find out what the voltage is out of that. I think it's probably 2 batteries in series, and they're 7.4 volts, sorry. And it looks like, although there's a lot of tabs on that one, there are only 2 there that it comes out of. So all I've got to do is establish which of those 2 is positive, which is negative, and how this lot works, and I can start and connect in. If I can fire 7.4 volts into that through a hole drilled in it, it means I can permanently run it with a battery pack when I'm not using, you know, if I don't want to take it out anywhere. So that's the job for today. Let's just have a look at this and see what sort of wiring there is in it. So we know from that battery pack that there are only 2 output points to the camera. I think normally they're on those 2 relevant ones, which are the top and bottom ones there. We can soon find out which one's positive and which one's negative. If that stays 7.2 volts. If that had been the other way around, if the negative was at the top, that comes up, you can see there with a minus, which shows it's the wrong way around. So we know now from that that the top is a positive, the bottom is negative, and it should be showing it 7.4 volts coming out of that, and we know it will work at 7.2 volts. So what I could do with doing now is finding out which of these wires in here connects to the top, which one connects to the bottom, and then I can just solder 2 wires to it. Put this onto continuity, which just tells you that you're making a circuit. That just goes to 0 whenever you get making a circuit there. So if we put that positive one on there, it's not that one, it's not that one, 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 not that one. Well, that's a blow. Are there any more? Ah, there's some on the sides. There's 2 more, so it looks like it takes a few more double A's. Not one. Ah, there we go. So now we know that that one is the equivalent of the plus. find the minus, which isn't that one, it isn't that one, it isn't that one. Oh, hang on, is it? Yes, it is. So plus, minus. Straightforward enough. If I connect to that plus and one to that minus, solder them up onto those tags, we can drill a hole, get the wires in and do that. Job's a good one, we hope. Now the next problem I have is how to get to that 7.2, 7.4 volts. And having had a clear out in the workroom and in the roof the other day a bit, I've come up with, I must have thrown away 10 of these power packs that you just gather together over time. 9 volts, 12 volts, all the battery, all the laptop ones that are about 19 volts. We don't need a huge amount of current in this, but we do need 7.4 volts, and unfortunately you're not going to find very easily a 7.4 mains adapter or 7.2. This is a 9 volt one which I'm going to use. And what I'm also found in the box of bits, you've seen me using the those little modules the other day when I was doing the church on the Brio church. I haven't got a voltage regulator one left lying around at the moment. I could send off for one, they're smaller, but that is a dimmer for the LED lights in our kitchen, and that's the same principle. It's 12 to 24 volts in, and you can put it in and you take an output, and then that gives you like a volume control for the electric, if you like. So what I'm hoping is I can throw 9 volts into it, measure the output and set that knob and make a mark on it as to where it should be. So that's the next trick to do. We'll just cut off the plug, split the wire and then strip it and find out which one's which. So we'll just plug that in. Get our meter set on 20 volts, and the same principle. If it's the right way round, it just goes, it shows a voltage. If it's the wrong way round, it shows as a minus. We'll try the trace one, which is that one, with the positive. Try that one on the negative, and it's showing minus immediately, so we know we're wrong. Swap that round, so the trace is negative. That's it, 9.2 volts. Right, so we'll put those in our dimmer switch. So it's a bit of an unwieldy beast, but it was there, it was upstairs, something I was using. So we said negative is trace, which is that one. Positive is plain, which is that one. So at that point now we can calibrate the output to around 7.4, 7.2 volts. I'll just shove those in there temporarily. There, the meter. Right, and so now I can set that up with the dimmer to 7.2-ish, and it will fluctuate a bit, but given that the battery outputs are 7.4, that way out 7.2. What I'll do now is to mark with a marker pen roughly where that is, so that I know that if I've got it wrong, you can see. just showing up on there. That's where my little white blob is. All I need to do now, drill 2 holes in the end of that, secure some wire to it, and make myself a little cable, and we're up and running, I think. Right, quick tip if you want to make a braided wire of any sort and you've got a couple of stranded wires like this, I just usually bang them in the drill, bang them in a vise at the other end. You can see they're a bit unwieldy on their own. Just clamp them in something, it doesn't really matter what. Clamp those in tight there, pull it reasonably taut. There you go, done. One braided wire. Right, I've soldered a couple of leads on there. They're not the finest soldering, but I am missing my little soldering station that I normally use, that I lent to my son when he came down in one of the rare occasions that we weren't being locked down. And of course he's still up in Leeds with it and I can't get up to get at it. And even more ironic is the fact that there's a brand new one, which was his Christmas present, sitting in our dining room waiting to catch up with him. Just put a little cable tie on there that gives me a little bit of strain relief on that. And we pick up that. Might be an idea to turn it off while we work on it, I suppose. So that will now screw in to there, positive into there. All I need to do now is just check, before I stick this in an expensive camera and ruin it, check that the outputs are the same on both of these. So we go with checking the original, which, if I remember right, should be negative at the bottom and positive at the top, which it is at 7.2 volts, 6.79. So I can afford, yes, because the knob has got slightly moved round, just move that knob back to where it should be. 7.6. Let's just trim it down a little bit. There we go, 7.2 volts. So now it's the moment of truth. Will this work, or is it just going to be a big expensive bang? Push that in, switch the thing on, and we have life. Yeah, that's working fine. Good, happy with that. Well, that all seems to have gone okay. Hopefully now I don't have to keep recharging batteries all the way through, and might make them last a bit longer, I don't know, but at least now I don't have to worry about having to swap batteries halfway through filming. Hope it was of interest. Look forward to seeing you next week. We'll try and do something different, and I'll see you then. Bye!